Today we're going to talk about something we all do. Yup. And I'll probably finish filming this video in like 5 minutes. So yeah, I'll take a break. Let's be honest, everyone procrastinates. Whether it's schoolwork, chores, or that one thing you've been putting off for weeks, we all do it. And guess what? That's normal. But just because it's normal doesn't mean it has to control your life. In this video, I want to talk about something real. The truth about why it's hard to do the things that are good for us. No sugarcoating, no fake, just grind harder advice. Just straight up practical tips that'll help you stop wasting time and actually get things done. So the first thing I want to talk about in this video is that doing the right thing is hard. Whatever homework we have, whatever work we have to do or get done, it is tough to do, especially if you're a procrastinator, and I am myself, because every time you say, I'll do it in just 10 minutes, the problem is that in those 10 minutes, you could have gone at least half of the job done. You have to find ways to push through it. Because for me, procrastination is simple. I will say that I'll do it in 10 minutes, but if I don't end up doing it now, I already know myself. So I know that I'll be putting it off until the end of the day. And then when the end of the day comes, I'll be like, I'm way too exhausted and I'll just head to bed. Anything which you do in life or any task you have to get done, if you do it within a certain time frame, when you give yourself a certain time frame, it actually makes it much easier to do. And I use that personally. I'll give you an example. I had a maths task which I had to do, and it took me about an hour to complete it. I procrastinated for about a week. I got it done by the end of the week somehow, and I realized that that 1 hour task would have taken me just 1 hour of my life if I just sat down during that week and actually just gotten it done and over with. And if I had finished it and finally said, all right, I'm done, it would have made my life much easier, especially in front of my teachers, because I wouldn't have to make any excuses. And at the end of the day, if I don't find something which will help me beat that procrastination, it'll just feel like I'm wasting minutes of my life just putting off things which I have to do. If you have something important which you have to do, just get it done. I mean, it's not that complicated. Doing the right thing is difficult. I mean, we have to accept that. Everyone thinks that it's easy to do, especially if it's homework or if it's some task. And if you're given a week, then why the hell will you do it on the first day if you have 6 other days to get it done? It doesn't make sense. And everyone thinks the same as you. Don't worry, you're not alone in this. I think the same way too. I was procrastinating about making this video, but here I am, I'm talking. And I really enjoy YouTube, but the problem is that my procrastination stops me from making videos every single day and posting them for you guys so that you guys can enjoy them. But what I've realized is that procrastination really does waste your time. I mean, it's a real waste of time just saying I'll do it in 10 minutes, because within those 10 minutes, you could have done at least 50% of the task. And a lot of people make this mistake of thinking that procrastination is something which is stuck in their personality and they can't get out of it and there's nothing they can do about it. The truth is, you can do something about it. I mean, whether it's a task which doesn't motivate you or motivates you, it doesn't matter. You need to find something in that task which motivates you. So say, for example, you have a task which will take you an hour to complete. You really don't want to spend that kind of time. But here's the thing. Ultimately, when you're trying to get it done, try to do something fun on the side. Try to listen to some music, maybe listen to a podcast, keep a movie playing on the side as long as it doesn't distract you. And just have something fun around you at all times so that you don't end up feeling like it's a drag, especially if it's homework or some kind of task which you've been putting off for days. And I think at the end of the day, you have to understand that you're not lazy. It's human nature to procrastinate, and it's completely normal. Keep calm, get your things done, and try to find something that motivates you. Internet tactics don't always last. And it's weird that I'm saying that because I'm making a YouTube video about procrastination. To be honest with you, I've tried all the tips online. Maybe not everything, but a lot of the tips which I did try never ended up working. And I said this in the last video too. The stuff which you copy from others, other YouTubers, other influencers, ultimately those aren't your plans or routines. That isn't your way of doing things. So it isn't natural to you. So you'll realize that your tendency to get that thing done will be much lesser as compared to if you had made that goal or plan. And it's something which happens to a lot of people wherein they feel like they need a guide to get things done. And it is true, you do need a guide, but you don't need a guide to such a point where it leads your life into some kind of weird plan, as if everything is designed. If it's not natural, then that means something isn't right. See, there are a ton of productivity tips online. Everybody talks about good routines and good habits and how to beat this, how to beat that, how to beat your mindset, how to change your mindset. But I think if you were to find out the solution to it yourself, then maybe it would be best, because that is how you're naturally supposed to do it. And I think one thing which really helps out is if you really reflect on your week or if you reflect on your days, because if you start doing that, you'll start understanding the mistakes you've been making throughout the month, throughout the week, and it'll help you make better choices in the future. Okay, this point's huge. Me personally, I have a big issue with social media and watching reels and doom scrolling. To get out of that, I have to actually set up my phone to get those things done. I mean, if you guys subscribe, then maybe I'll make a video on this. But here's the thing. I think a lot of the problems which we face today is due to our phone. And I feel like the best thing to do is to delete the distractions which are actually bothering us. Now, I don't mean actually delete Instagram or YouTube or whatever you watch stuff on, but I feel like it's best if you maybe download some apps which will help you with your screen time and maybe help you feel less distracted. And I'll give you an example. First, I would highly suggest that you turn off all non-essential notifications because you don't have to hear about everything which is going on. You don't need to see every message, every email notification, every update. The best thing to do is just turn off the unnecessary notifications so that you aren't always looking at your phone whenever you hear a ding sound, which is what I used to do. Another thing which I would highly suggest is that you move all your social media apps into a separate folder because then you won't access it as easily. And if you keep it in a place which is a little harder to access, it actually makes your brain feel like it's more of a task to actually open that app. And it's worked for me in the past, and I believe it'll work for you guys too. Another thing which I do personally, and I still do it to this day, is to start setting screen times for the apps you overuse. Say, for example, Instagram. If you doom scroll on it for like 2-3 hours, the best thing to do is just to set your screen time for about an hour so that your app tells you when you've spent an hour on it, and then you can turn it off after that. And if it doesn't work, then you can start downloading apps which will actually block that app after you've used it for an hour so that you can't access it after that 1 hour time period has passed. So I would highly suggest apps like Forest, Focus Keeper, or even the built-in focus mode on your phone, because that will really help you stay locked in on what you're doing. And especially if you're trying to complete a task, just turn on focus mode on your phone and all the unnecessary distraction apps will get removed right off your screen, and it'll definitely help you guys out. Do the work and then reward yourself. If you find it challenging to get your work done because you're constantly stuck on your phone, or you keep getting distracted, or you just keep doing things so that you can avoid that work, before you get your work started, just tell yourself that once I finish this, I will reward myself with something that'll make me feel happy. So whether that's your phone, whether that's going out to play, whether that's going out and cycling, anything, you will get to do that thing after you finished your work. And that has been the biggest motivation for me whenever I'm doing my work, because I keep telling myself that at the end of the task, I'll actually be able to do the same thing I'm doing right now and feel more happier doing it because I've done all my work. It feels way better if you're doing stuff like scrolling on reels without having any work to do, because if you have no homework, watching reels is so much fun. If you're in school or if you're in college and you have a project which you have to get done and you have about a week to get it done, try to work on it on the first initial days, because if you get it done in the first days, you'll be ahead of everyone. I mean, you'll have so much time to actually think about that project or task that you'll even have time to brainstorm some ideas instead of doing it on the last night and thinking to yourself that, yep, this was great and the task is the best it could be because I poured my heart and soul into it. You could have had more energy if you had done it on the initial days. And I've made that mistake way too many times, but now I'm working on it. I'm training my mind to get things done in the initial stage instead of waiting for the last day. I think my best message to you is that whatever tips I've shared in this video, try to implement them in your life. They are tips and advice. They're a mix of both. And I think if you implement them, you'll actually have a way easier time getting things done. Alright guys, thank you for watching the video and I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm guessing I'm probably going to be procrastinating about editing this video as well. But if you're seeing this right now, that means I actually did overcome my procrastination. So let me know if you're looking forward to a part 2 and drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. See you.